Action-filled video. Big Bull Productions video team takes you deep into the heart of the Northwest for the majestic Yellowstone elk. Our video production team spent more than 70 days in the field, spanning a 2-year period. All of the video footage in Hot Bulls 2000 was completely captured while hunting on public lands in the beautiful backcountry of Idaho and Montana. Our 5 bow hunters have an exceptional success rate at hunting elk during the rut, taking over 50 bulls with archery equipment, 22 of which qualify for the Pope and Young record book. Now, let's meet the bow hunters that participated in Hot Bulls 2000. Jim Piccola of Aberdeen, Washington, is a member of the Big Bull Productions video team. Jim has rewritten the Pope and Young record book for hunting Roosevelt elk. Dallas Smith, owner of Smith's Archery in Ogden, Utah, has hunted throughout North America. Dallas has taken several record book bull elk with archery equipment. Chad Berry, age 17 of Medical Lake, Washington, has hunted 7 years with archery equipment, taking elk, deer, bear, and caribou. Chad took his first Pope and Young bull at the age of 14. Ken Held of Boise, Idaho, is another member of the Big Bull Productions video team. Ken is an avid bow hunter and valued professional video camera operator. Glenn Berry of Medical Lake, Washington, is the owner of Berry Game Calls and has taken 29 bulls with archery equipment. Glenn has won the NBA World and Canadian Elk Calling Championships. From the deep timber below, the sounds of a bugling bull echo the canyon. We find our 2 hunters in fast pursuit. Jim Piccola checks the wind with his Berry scent drifter as Glenn works the bulls with a combination of cow calls and bugles. Glenn and Jim continue pursuing the bull, trying to close the gap.
We know it's a good bull, but we haven't seen him yet. So what we're going to do is just go about, I don't know, what do you say? He's up there about 300 yards? Probably at least that. Yeah, at least 300 yards. So what we'll do is we're going to go up and set up, and we'll start him again. We'll see if we can call him in this time. I won't get him in yet, Jim. I know. I promise you.
This bull doesn't want to wander far from his herd and retreats back up the mountain.
It's nice, but we got good sixes on. It's nice 6 point. He's a good one. He's a good one. Yeah, he's over 300-inch bull. like I said, he don't want to share his cows very much. We push up on him one more time, and we'll probably either gonna, have to back off or get him in, one or the other. Shoot, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now, but as long as he's talking, we're gonna stay with him. But he's getting a little more quiet as we. One more time, huh? One more time.
Got a little better.
Got a little battery, yeah. Hey, everything's going wrong this morning. Well, don't turn the camera on again, Ken, until you see the bull, okay? And we'll try one more time.
The bull screams angrily towards Glenn and walks straight at him. Jim, who is positioned on the side, has a 35-yard shot at the big bull. Jim's arrow strikes a little high and breaks the bull's spine. Jim Picola's big 6x6 bull was his 12th open young elk.
Now I'm going to demonstrate on how to use a mouth diaphragm. Berry Game Calls manufactures two different types of reeds. We make the big bull flexible frame reeds, and then we make the Berry wedge frame reeds. The reason we call them wedge frame is there's actually two different size frames on that call. It has a smaller frame on top and a wider one on bottom. The wider one on bottom gives you a little more to seat your tongue on. The little smaller one on top helps shape it to fit the roof of your mouth a little bit better. I'm going to demonstrate how to use a call on the big bull reed here. And the open end goes towards the front, the rounded part towards the back. Now, your tip of your tongue normally lies right behind your lower teeth. Leave the tip of your tongue right there. Arch your tongue up and hold the call up against the roof of your mouth. The little trick when you do this is try to hold it up more at the sides of your tongue. Arch up, get sound. As soon as you start getting sound, I use my voice to enhance the call. I go grr, so I'll just go grr. Press harder, blow harder. Now I do the grunt, I go, oh. Now, when I'm using a call, there's one thing that I'm trying to do when I duplicate the calls. I want to have good rhythm. So what you don't want to do is use all your air up and make a long, loud bugle and not have enough air to end your call. So I say I like to roar at the end of the call. End it in a nice voicey sound with your throat at the end of the call like the real bulls do, or a sharp grunt. So I'll just go demonstrate both styles. Or I go. Then the grunt. What I try to do there is just make it go down in volume like the bull's running out of air. Now to use a reed for doing cow calls, I use it the same way. The only difference is I put more pressure towards the top of the radius there. So the back of the reed, I'm actually pressing a little harder towards the back of the reed, allowing the front to vibrate a little bit more. So I'll take the call, the reed, press. Now we make mouth diaphragms just for cow calling. Any really soft reed works good for cow calling. This is what we call a sleazy cow call reed. It's made to duplicate the same sound as a sleazy cow call. So I'll just go. Calf. Cow. Keep working on that cow call. It's a great inside call.
Well, it's the 1st of September, and what we like to do early in the season like this is get up to a high vantage point in glass. And we got up and we seen about 5 bulls across the canyon, one good small 6-point bull. So we walked around the ridge and we circled down, got within about 90 yards of that bull. I could actually see him raking a tree about 190 yards below me. And all of a sudden, this spiked bull snuck in 20 yards below me. And he worked his way all the way up to about 8-10 yards. The bull took off about 15 yards away after he saw me. I don't know if he exactly knew what I was, but he knew something was wrong. But we're going to try to go get something a little bigger now.
We now join Jim Picola as he calls this satellite bull within 15 yards of Chad. The herd bull bugles from down the mountain.
Silent, he came around the top, so he did catch us by surprise. He came around the top of us, then circled down below us, down the hill. When he was up above us, we couldn't get a shot at him. I got a clip on video there. When he circled around below, I let out a few real soft cow calls, and he turned around and he started our way. It took about 2-3 minutes for him to get up there, and Chad got all set up, ready to go. But it's really brushy in here. I mean, there's really no good shooting lanes. And he came in about 12-15 yards and head on, so we didn't really, Chad didn't have a chance to draw his bow until he turned to walk away. And because he spotted us, turned to walk away. Couldn't quite get a shot at him there. So he's down below there. We're going to give him another try this evening maybe. And that big bull's down there. It's probably about a 350 bull. So we'd like to get him. Yeah. We'll be back at her. I'm not going to give up yet.
Once again, Chad tries to get into position, and a satellite bull peeks over the ridge and catches him moving up.
pretty nice bull there. That one's a nice 5x5.
Yeah, the other one looks like a 4x4.
Have pretty heavy main beams.
He's a shooter.
Yeah, I can hear somebody else cow calling down in the timber down there on the edge, that
Yeah.
clear cut.
And it's spooking him because he's gone down there and barked a couple times at him.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little bit of the wind up in there. What do we got here?
We got it going right back over our shoulder. This wind detector you got is some good stuff. I mean, just the faintest breeze and it shows, exactly where the wind's going, and it's scented too. So,
Yeah.
that's another good thing.
Look at that one bull. He's sparring with that little 4-point. That 4-point. That's
Kind of looks like that one bull that you had in for Chad.
yeah. I think I've seen that bull before.
It does look familiar from some of the other video.
Why don't you cow call a couple times at that, and maybe they'll think there's some elk up here, and when they get a little more spooked, they might come up our way. You got your bow there, maybe you'll get a chance at that big 5x5. Hey, he's starting to come our way.
Yeah, he's still a little skittish though.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is going to be a close one. If we get a chance at him, I think he's going to blow out. I really do. They're still 300 yards out. I think they're going to blow out.
Well, hey, we might even videotape somebody else shooting one. Look at that. Well, he ain't gonna go over there, is he?
No, he ain't having nothing to do with it.
Look. He barked at him down there, and it took over a second for the sound to hit us. Isn't that funny?
It's cool.
Oh, it's about 300, maybe even 400 yards out to the middle of that clear cut there. There's nothing we're going to do at this point. I myself just would let them just calm down, head into the timber. I'd rather let the bulls get into the timber and try to call a bull in like that. Those other guys are probably calling. I don't know if the camera can pick it up that well. They're probably calling every 15 seconds at them, and them bulls ain't buying it, I myself would came in. If these were undisturbed bulls, what I would have did was just watched them and got a direction they're wanting to go into and circled right with the wind and get in close, and we'd have a good chance at calling the bulls in. But they're not going to cross that opening until they see an elk.
Yeah, I think we're just watching a good show here.
I enjoy seeing them. They're nice bull. That one's got good genetics. He's a young bull, but he's pretty heavy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's nice for being a young bull like that. Another couple of years, and he might be a real stud, real wall hanger.
Oh, they're starting to come our way. They're getting a little closer.
Yeah. Well, you might have something doing here.
I don't know.
No. We're done.
Yep, there he
There
goes. Well, we guessed that one right, Ken.
Well, that's the breaks. That's all part of elk hunting. You don't always win.
It's 9:30 in the morning. Shoot, it's about late anyways.
But this is what hunting's all about. It's not the kill. It's seeing stuff like this.
Sure is nice to shoot one though.
Yeah.
This is the last day of the 1998 Idaho archery season and Chad's last chance for a bull. With the cold frost in the air, the bull bugles in the distance. Chad can only hope that he gets one more opportunity. Glenn uses a combination of his bugles and his sleazy cow call. bull brings his lead cow with him and enters a small clearing. Chad can only wait for a broadside shot. Watch closely, and you'll see why it's important to aim at the bottom of vitals. This bull drops a quarter of his body width just from the top of the bowstring at a distance of 30 yards. Chad quickly meets Glenn and they review what has just happened. Chad tells Glenn that the bull crossed the clearing and stopped at 32 yards, perfectly broadside. There was a small fir tree covering up the back of the bull's vitals. Chad explains that his arrow flew straight on the mark, but nicked a limb, deflecting the arrow a little tight to the shoulder. Glenn tells Chad to relax. The shot looks fatal to him, getting a little over half penetration.
We got this bull going, and I tell you what, it's just one of those things that we set up 2 or 3 times on him, and the wind was switching around. We had the wind in our favor long enough that he come right to this area right there. What did you see, Chad?
Well, I seen the bull come in. He gave about 2 or 3 bugles right at me. It got me pretty excited. And he came about 30 yards from me. Gave me a broadside shot right up against a tree.
But sure enough, that pop of the bowstring went off, and that bull spun and tore out of here. He made like what I call a death run, you know, when you hit him really hard like that. We got about half penetration. The arrow's a little tight to the shoulder, but I've killed lots of bulls with that shot. We're just going to take our time, and we're going to go get him. Congratulations, Chad.
Thanks for the call.
You're welcome, buddy. Well, I tied a ribbon right here, and this is what I normally do when I trail and wounded game, you know, right when you first sign. So if you get away from it, you come back to it. Actually made it to a second ribbon right there. And this one was the easy to trail because he's laying right there.
And was shot right there.
Yeah, he went less than 50 yards. I tell you, that Thunderhead Broadhead did his job. Woo! Last day of the season, we got a streak going here, guys. We don't give up. That's the main thing. Now, let's go over here and look at this bull. Well, I tell you what, he is a nice one. Got the second ribbon up. Actually, you can see where he ran and broke a limb off right here. Oh, man, Jack. Woo. Look at that. Woo! What a stud. I tell you what. Your teacher's gonna know you're not in school now.
Yeah.
What a bull! Come over here and look at this. Woo. Look at that.
Man, that's a nice bull.
Look at the sixes on this side.
He's big. Look at that, man. You got you a nice one. He's got good G1s. His G2s are weak, but who cares, you know? He's got exceptional G3s, good swords. This one's a little busted. The G5s are just terrific, you know. He got long main beams. Man, that's a nice bull. I'd say this one's going to go well over 300 inches. Congratulations, son.
Thanks.
Chad's bull scored 321 inches. A lesson learned. Never give up.
Now I'm going to demonstrate the Thunder Bugle. I introduced this call in 1995. It's a great call, very easy to use. I've seen 5- and 6-year-old kids pick these things up and sound like the real thing. They have little caps you pull off. They have 3 different reeds that go on the call. There's a black one, it's old bull, green one, medium, and white, it's a small bull. The calls come with a white reed installed on them and a black one extra in the pack. Now, to use this call is, bring it up to your mouth, push your lips out to the call, and just lightly blow air over top. If you enhance the call, use your voice and go grrr as you blow through the call, and you'll get a raspier sound. So I'll just take and go. Very easy. You can use your top lip or your bottom lip. Nice and easy. You could actually take the call, turn it over, use your tongue on the reed, just like a mouth reed, do bugles. Or I can turn around and do cow sounds. Works really easy, great sound out of the call. In 1999, I introduced what we call the Mini Thunder Bugle. It's exactly the same call, except for the grunt tube is a collapsible tube. This call here, it collapses down to about 12 inches, has the same diameter hole in it. So I just take the call and I'll extend it out a little ways, pull the cap off. This one has a green reed, which is our medium bull installed on the call. So I'll just bring the call up, lightly blow, just a grr. Nice sound. I'll just take and extend it out a little bit farther. Bottom lip. Nice and easy. If I change the sound by the length of the tube, I can go. Gives a little more tonier sound that way. Now, the thing about using a call I try to teach people is rhythm is the most important thing. Make sure you reserve enough air to give your call a good sound. So if I take the call and I want to make a good realistic bugle, I want to reserve enough air to roar at the end of your call. So I go. What you don't want to practice doing is going and run out of air and quit your calls. That's not a natural sound. So whether you use the Mini Thunder Bugle or the regular Thunder Bugle, they're both excellent calls.
Let's listen as Dallas tells about the morning hunt and calling in a small bull.
Last night we had a big storm come in, really put down a lot of moisture. We were working a bull on this ridge, had the wind perfect, coming around, caught his antlers coming through the trees there, come in, raked some trees, moved up around to the right of us here. Wind's perfect, moisture just condensated in the camera, shut the camera down. We missed some really good footage. He rolled back around, trying to get the wind on us. Really messed up some trees down here. It was great footage. Rolled around to our left of us. Had him about 20 yards down off into here. ran back out, called him back in. Just a great time, a lot of fun.
Dallas passed up this 4x5 in hopes of getting a chance at a big one. In his many years of bow hunting, he knows you have to let the smaller ones go if you're going to take very many record book bulls.
Man, what a nice bull. He got exceptional big tines on top. He's missing a point on the front. A little small on the front, but I tell you what, I'm really happy with this bull. He looks like a stud coming in. We started several bulls in the morning, and we had 3 different bulls bugling at us. And we actually set up 2 or 3 times, and we were actually getting ready to pull out. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning and start heading back towards our truck. And this bull screamed back at us and started coming closer, so we started moving towards him. Since all the bulls been running all morning from us, we decided that we was going to squeeze up a little closer, and sure enough, when you do that, we walked right in there when he was coming towards us. We heard him do a little low volume moan that let him know that he was coming. I stepped out in front, and as you've seen in the video, it all happened so fast. I shot the bull. He went right down. Beautiful bull. Like I said, it's got beautiful back, long tines in the back, exceptional tops. It's gonna be. I'm just super thrilled.
Now, let's watch some home footage that Scott Fensel sent to us of calling a nice 5x5 bull in for his friend Pete Lentz in the panhandle of Idaho.
Think you hit him?
I hate him. Maybe just a pinch low, but I hate him. I like his weight and stuff. Let's go over that good blood right over there in that tree.
What did you end up shooting for?
Huh?
What did you shoot him for?
I pulled for 25, just an inch high. And the arrow looked good when it went. It dove into the trees just a little bit, but he was standing kind of up on a little knoll, so it was probably a good shot. He was completely broadside to me, so it's a good shot.
Cool. Once again, we're on another kill.
Like that.
Tell you what,
It was a while to find him, but we got him. He's a dandy. He doesn't look quite as big as he did when we were shooting at him, but he's a dandy. These horns 10 feet in the air are pretty impressive.
it's a good 5-point bull.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, good heavy beam on him. Good mature 5.
Took him with some Savora broadhead, so
Yeah, he did. He ran all the way, but we got him. We're flipping over here a little bit here and see where we actually slowed him down. Got lucky. We got Kurt Gowdy here tracking for us. Of course, I get him to quit taking naps, we'd be okay. But he knew what he was doing.
gotta stick with the guns, take the nap, get your senses back together. But looks like we'll be using that GPS that you guys got me, so it won't be too bad. But anyway,
Got a ways to go. I love that mountain over there. All right. Good job.
We join Jim Piccola as he calls in a small bull. Jim has been working 2 bulls with a combination of cow calls and bugles. The herd bull is just above him, about 200 yards. Jim was closing the gap and had this satellite bull come within 35 yards. Not wanting to spook the bull, Jim patiently waits. Jim looks at Glenn, who is running the camera, and Glenn calmly shakes the camera and gives Jim the signal. Let's go.
Now I'm going to demonstrate how to use a cow call. I'm going to be demonstrating on a sleazy cow call. This is a really nice cow call. It's very simple to use, has good sound. I've had bulls answer this call at 200 to 300 yards. All you have to do is just bite down lightly, blow into the call, you'll get the first note. You automatically get sound. When you blow through the call, start releasing it, control the end of the call. Very simple. I just take the call and go. I also cut my hand, make it sound like there's several different elk. Another little trick to using the sleazy cow call is, it's a great inside call. Just take and pinch this down, inhale, and release the call, and you'll get a nice little mew on the call. It sounds like you can do calf calls. It's really great when you get into the herd. You're at 75 yards, you just want to make one or two little calls. Fantastic. The next piece we're going to watch is in western Montana, and it's a good example of hearing the real thing. There's about 50 head of elk in there. I'm hunting the first week of September. There's a nice mature bull up on the ridge. There's several small bulls down below, and I'm walking right in the middle of them, and you can hear those cows and calves talking back and forth. There's even a spiked bull in there that's making a mewing sound. Now let's watch.
Glenn moves in closer to the main herd. He knows his only chance of calling in the big herd bull is to get in close. Now let's join Glenn and Jim as they team up to call in a big 340-inch class bull that Glenn had found 2 days earlier. Jim starts calling at the lowest point where Glenn had located the bull. It's Glenn's turn to be the shooter. 2 days earlier, when Glenn found this bull, it hung up about 75 yards above him. Glenn estimated that it was at least a 340-inch class bull. After a heated-up bugling contest, Glenn moves up into position. The thick downfall makes it impossible to be silent, and Glenn can't find a good location for the camera. Glenn lets out a low-volume cow call to cover the sound of the breaking limbs. Jim stays back 100 yards and works the bull with his thunder bugle and sleazy cow call. Glenn looks up and sees the bull coming toward him. The bull stops 20 yards away. Glenn keeps calling after shooting the big bull. He knows that calling after the shot stops the bull and makes the recovery a lot shorter. In slow motion, it shows that the bull came in head-on to Glenn. He waits for the bull to turn and walk away, giving him a window of opportunity to draw his bow. The bull stops, giving Glenn a shooting lane behind the bull's shoulder. Jim stays back and marks the blood trail as Glenn carefully walks to the last place he heard the bull. After 10 minutes, he finds the bull about 80 yards away.
Let's get 1, 2, 3. Okay. legs are getting right there. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, lace him or what?
Nice shot. Oh. Here it is, the 17th of September. We've been on this bull once before. This is the second time. We set up on him. We got him going. Jim was doing the calling. I got the opportunity to do the shooting. The bull, we moved up on him. Jim was doing a combination of glunking, beautiful cow sounds on sleazy cow call reed, using that thunder bugle better than I can. And it called this big guy over 200 yards down the ridge within 20 yards. What made it difficult, as you've seen in the video, is it was thick. He gave me 1 6-inch hole to shoot through right behind the shoulder. I laced him. He run up the hill and piled up about 80 yards. About 80. We just didn't want to push up here real quick. But I tell you what, this is an exciting time to be out hunting during the rut. And Jim, once again, buddy, you did a great job. It's nice to teach somebody how to call a little bit better. It helps you back. Thanks, buddy. The next one's yours.
I'm just gonna keep popping them here.
Pop 'em. Okay.
I'm gonna shine this light in your eye so we can maybe get rid of some of the red eye.
As Hot Bowls 2000 comes to an end, it's just the beginning of next year's elk hunting season. We hope this video will help you on your next elk hunt. And we urge you to support the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. This is Ron Harris wishing you a very safe and successful hunting trip.